Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. Hi, I'm Dawn and welcome back to Sweet Treats, part 3, the final segment of the story. I hope you really enjoyed it. It's just been really good fun writing it. It's just been nice and light. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more and comment down below what you think of it and enjoy. Sweet Treats. Sweet Treats, Part 3, Marinette's POV. Boom! And the master wins again! Marinette stood up and did a little victory dance, moving her arms and hips in a circle until a pillow flew through the air and hit her in the stomach. What the... Adrien, sitting on the couch, tried to hide another pillow behind his back and look all innocent. Mickey, did you just... She quickly grabbed the nearest cushion. When her back was turned for a split second, another hit landed on her backside as she bent down, causing Adrien to turn pink and laugh. Wondered what you'd be like in an actual fight, he managed to say through fits of giggles as he got another hit to his arm. I'm probably better than you. I am the master after all. She placed on her game face while holding the pillow out in front of her. Adrien climbed to his feet whilst holding out his. Well, I might be Mickey, but I'm better at happy jabbing. He raised his eyebrows at her and had the largest grin on his face as Marinette turned a deep red and flung out her pillow. I can't believe you just... She stopped mid-sentence as another hit crashed against her side. So as she pulled back to do the largest swing, she lost her balance and went flying backwards, with Adrien lunging forward trying to catch her, resulting in the two collapsing together in a heap of cushions. Are you alright, Marinette? Adrien said softly, brushing her fringe out of her face and running his hand across her head as if he was checking her over, but slowed down his touch. Marinette's heart pounded in her chest as her gaze caught his sparkling green eyes. He leaned closer, tilting his head to the side as his lips were about to brush against hers. The chicky timer went off for the cookies and they both let out a sigh. We had better... Adrien moved first so that he could help Marinette to her feet. Yeah, we can't have burnt cookies. He was blushing as his hand lingered in hers, unwilling to let go. When the door to the kitchen and living room opened, they instantly dropped their hands as he made his way to the cooker and Marinette rushed around the couch picking up the cushions. I thought you might want some lunch, or have you been filling up on sweet treats? Sabrine remarked, glancing at the flustered pair. It does smell delicious in here. Oh, is that the cake and sugar cookies? When you're ready, I've set up an icing area downstairs in the back room, as I don't fancy cleaning up the icing in here and trying to get it out of the furniture in a month's time. Maman! Marinette blushed, but she couldn't deny it. She took a deep breath. Thank you. We'll have something to eat and bring them down? Maybe let Mickey here carry it down. It would be for the best. Sabrine smiled at Adrien and then at her daughter, resulting in Adrien bursting out laughing and Marinette turning a darker shade of pink. Maman! I think it would be for the best, Master Mary. Adrien couldn't help but finish off with a little bow. Sabrine chuckled. I will see you both downstairs in a short while, leaving the gooey cheese and ham pies on the dining table. Once the door was shut, Marinette gestured for them both to sit down and enjoy some lunch, even though she wasn't hungry. It was strange. You don't eat the treats, but the smell alone sometimes makes you think you have, and that along with the testing samples Adrien convinced were necessary for each batch of the cookies. She turned back round with a set of knives and forks for Adrien and noticed a chunk of his was already missing. You hungry? She giggled and gestured to the pie. Adrien glanced down and quickly replied, Oh, yeah, it's delicious, couldn't wait, rubbing the back of his neck. Strange. Marinette thought to herself. Did he suddenly feel awkward? They had almost kissed. Her heart quickened at the thought, and yet it felt so natural to do so. Baking had allowed her to let her guard down and become herself and confident around him. For the first time, he was getting to see the real Marinette, and it seemed like he liked it. Was it possible? No, keep out of your head and into the room. We are not going to overthink this. Keep it cool. She took a mouthful, pondering to herself. You're right, it is delicious. So, I was thinking, what colours do you want to do the cake? And we could keep it simple with a creamy filling, or do you think you'd prefer a chocolate ganache filling? Marinette said in a single breath, pointing to her fingers as she listed off the items. Adrien gave her a soft smile and a light chuckle. I think Nino would be happy with whatever you choose. Like you said, it's the thought that counts. I know, but I want to get it right. She rolled her bottom lip and gave it a tight tug with her top teeth and noticed Adrien blushing. You're right. He rubbed his neck again. What if we made it like his t-shirt and the logo? Ooh, what if? Marinette jumped down from the chair and stared at the cake whilst grabbing for paper and a pencil. Instead of doing it all blue, what if we did it like an ombre of blue, fading into white as the main cake colour, and then a small copy of his logo with happy birthday round it? She hadn't noticed Adrien standing behind her until she felt his breath on her neck from a light chuckle. You really are a master. That design will look amazing. He floated his hand in the air around her waist as if he wanted to put his arms around her. She turned round and searched his fixed gaze on her. You think so? Her face were 2 inches apart. One move, just one move, and she would be kissing him. I don't think you realize how wonderful you are. His hand landed on her waist, catching her breath. He gave her a look as if he was asking for permission as he leaned in a little closer. His fingers tickled as they brushed flour from her neck and shoulders. Before she knew it, he was kissing her softly, causing her head to go dizzy. But it felt right. It felt perfect as she kissed him back. They pulled away, grinning, and had the reddest cheeks. Adrien, Marinette, I know, I'm falling in love with you, he whispered. She wanted to avert her gaze, unable to trust this was actually happening. Me too, for a while now. I love you. He guided her gaze to catch his and then kissed her again, locking in the words never to be taken back. I suppose we had better make a start? He raised his eyebrows, and the childlike grin appeared on his lips. Time to decorate. Before letting her go, he gave her a final peck on the forehead as she sighed happily. He was falling in love with her. Adrien was falling in love with her. He'd kissed her 3 times and it felt so right. Marinette packed the cool cookies into a box and placed the 2 cake layers into the round cake box to take downstairs, carried by Adrien. They were right. Chances are she would stumble, and then where would they be? They laid everything out on the large wooden table and then mixed up the colours into the white icing before placing them into piping bags. Master, what should I do? Adrien looked nervous as he held the orange icing bag in his hand and watched Marinette add the filling to the cake and then the top layer. Marinette turned round and saw the wide-eyed look on Adrien's face. Her cup filled over. Don't be afraid of it, Mickey. It's all about doing one job at a time, and if you mess up, it can be easily fixed. She held her hand out for the icing and showed him how to place a small orange circle on each cookie and then filled it in. There, you see? She handed it back to him. You make it look so easy. He took a deep breath and his circle wasn't as perfectly round. See? She placed a steady hand on his shoulder. Adrien, my love, causing his tight lips to soften into a smile. You don't have to be perfect. Not with me and not here. She leaned closer and gave him a quick kiss on the cheek. Okay? He nodded and tried again. She turned back round and focused, placing the white icing on first to the large cake, followed by drops of ultramarine blue at the centre, drawing the colour downwards. Lost in her work, she hadn't noticed Adrien standing behind her, watching her delicately create this masterpiece until she felt his arms wrap round her. Hey, careful, Mickey. She playfully placed a hand up to his face, brushing away his distracting kiss and smearing icing across his jawline. I'm creating art here. That is looking amazing. Hey, did you just... He wiped his hand across his face and felt the sticky icing and then licked his fingers. Tastes good though. You missed a bit. With his other hand, he put a dab of icing onto Marinette's nose, resulting in them both bursting out laughing. After an hour, they had one finished birthday cake for Nino and 24 sugar cookies that try to look like vinyl records, but made with love. I can't believe we did it, but we might have more icing on us than the cookies. Marinette laughed, wiping away a blob from Adrien's cheek. Thank you for this. He leaned in closer, wrapping his arms around her waist. It has been the best day I've ever had. It was the sweetest kiss as they tasted the icing off their lips. It's not over yet. We have a party to go to. Without thinking, she bopped him on the nose and smiled. A pondering thought washed over his face. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just... I don't think my new green apron has saved my outfit. He stepped back, gesturing to the mess. I might have something you could wear. Marinette muttered whilst blushing. Oh really? You have a top upstairs to my exact measurements? He joked and then stopped laughing when he saw the embarrassed look on Marinette's face. Yes. It was gonna be for your birthday, but I suppose you can have it now. He cupped her face in his sticky hands. I love you, my princess. He breathed, leaning in for another sweet kiss. Now that's what I call a sweet treat. Really? You just said that? You dork. My dork. Come on. She guided him by the hand, taking him upstairs. In her bedroom, Marinette ordered Adrien to turn away as she opened the chest filled with presents and searched for the right one. Aha! Here it is. Why can't I look again? What are you hiding from me? He dared to peek around as Marinette slammed the top down. Girls are allowed their secrets. She held the parcel behind her back with one hand as she poked him on the shoulder to turn around with the other. I can't wait to spend a lifetime working out all your secrets. His eyes widened as she handed it over the gift. Wow. Thank you. He truly looked taken back by the gesture that made her heart pang for him. Taking her hand, he guided her to the chase and opened up the parcel. He held up a tailored black shirt with a white embroidery design across the heart, a blend of musical notes, city landscapes, and a single small umbrella, all brought together with a swirling design. This is... wow, you made this for me? Marinette had placed a hand over her mouth and part of her eyes, not able to breathe. All she could do was nod. One day, in the future, I will be standing by your side as you even put my father to shame as one of the best fashion designers. She hadn't noticed the tears rolling down her cheeks at these wonderful words. How much more her heart could take. It was at the brink of bursting with love. Adrien glanced at her, sniffling. Oh my love. He grinned, smearing a tear in with the icing. We had better get ready. She needed a moment to compose herself. Marinette jumped off the chase as Adrien chuckled. I'm gonna go and have a shower. Do you want a shower? He raised his eyebrows at her. Not with me. After me, of course. She hid her face with a towel, resulting in Adrien to laugh even louder, and Marinette grabbing a spare towel and throwing it at him. I'm good, thanks. I'll use the sink to clean up, he said through fits of giggles as he watched Marinette grab some clothes and headed back down the stairs. After 20 minutes or so, Marinette climbed the stairs in a sunshine yellow tea dress, rubbing her damp hair with a towel as Adrien stood in the center of her bedroom, open mouth staring at her. You look stunning, my love. And this shirt? He did a model spin, showing it off. Is perfect. And the design with all the little details? He strode over to her, unable to take his eyes off her in the dress. How long exactly have you been in love with me? Taken back by such a direct question, Marinette fumbled over her words. Well, since you know, she pointed to an element in the design. Since you gave me the umbrella? All at once, she placed both hands over her face and turned a deep shade of red. I never thought all that time we wasted not being together. He peeled her hands back. I never thought of me that way, she said in a low voice. No, that you liked me that way. No, I thought you saw me just as a friend. With how you acted and behaved around me and kept saying friends when we got closer. For the first time, she saw her actions through Adrien's eyes and realized how foolish and confusing her signals had been. No wonder. But today, we were different, and I hoped we should have made sweet treats earlier, he chuckled. This time, it was her turn to lean in for a kiss. Oh, how much I love you, she breathed. But we had better go before Alia kills both of us for being late. He let out a little groan and stepped back. They made their way to the back room and saw Sabrine boxing up the cake and treats. You two have done a wonderful job here. Adrien, if you ever fancy a different job than modelling, you will make a fine baker. Oh, thank you, but it's your daughter who is the master. Thanks, my mum, for packing them up. Sure thing, my darling. And Mickey? We'll see you tomorrow? She smiled at the wide-eyed look. To help your master clean up the mess? Yes, of course. I'll be here early. Not too early, I hope. It is a Sunday, she remarked, causing Adrien to blush a darker shade of red and rubbing the back of his neck. Sorry for the mess, Maman. We will scrub it clean tomorrow. Without thinking, Marinette grabbed Adrien's hand and gave it a little squeeze. They made it to the park in time to help the rest of the group set up, stealing glances at one another as they worked. The party was a success, and the sweet treats went down well. Girl, thanks for the cake and the cookies, but have you and Adrien spent the whole day together? Alia leaned closer as Marinette gave her a playful grin. You need to tell me all. Spill the tea. Excuse me, Alia, but Marinette promised me this dance. Adrien walked in between the two of them and took hold of Marinette's hand, leaving Alia speechless for once as her best friend, who wasn't falling all over herself, confidently stood in the middle of the dance floor with the boy she loved. Sorry, I couldn't help myself, Adrien chuckled. I was thinking, I know today will go down in history as the best first date, and I'm coming round tomorrow, but can I take my girlfriend out for dinner and the movies at some point? Girlfriend? That would make you my boyfriend. She gave him a playful grin as he pulled her in closer. One of the many labels I hope over time. My love, my boyfriend, the love of your life, partner, fiance, husband. I'm all in. I'm not going anywhere. It's you and me against the world, my lady, he said, winking at the wide-eyed Marinette. thank you for listening to the final part of Sweet Treats. A little teaser at the end there. I hope you liked it. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more, check out all the other stuff that's been posted on the channel, and comment down below what you think of it. Did it end the way you liked, or did you hope for more, or anything? I love to hear all your comments, so please do comment down below, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.